Hey, shalom everyone, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and welcome to the Daily Drash. Today's Daily Drash is taken from 2 Kings chapter 7, and I'm going to be starting with verse 8 and reading from the Living Bible Paraphrase. Now, I had already done a Daily Drash on God's economy and the mystery of God's economy, how it doesn't make sense in regards to secular world economy, in that the more that you give, the more that you will get back. And that's just not so in the worldly economy. You know, the more that you give, the more that you lack, in the worldly economy. So that's why everybody's trying to amass and get as much as they can. But in God's economy, the more that you give away, the more that you're going to get back and the more that you're going to receive. So as I was reading this passage, I thought of God's economy and how it reaches back all the way to the ancient times and the thought of the ancients. So in 2 Kings 7:8, this is talking about how a great famine had overtaken Israel, and the Syrians were getting ready to attack Israel, and these group of lepers who were ostracized because of their skin disease, and they had to stay outside the camp anyway. They said, look, we're starving to death. If we go into the city, we're going to starve. If we stay right out here, we're going to starve. We might as well surrender to the Syrians, because if we're going to starve anyway and they kill us, no big deal. But if they spare us, then, at least we'll have a place to stay and something to eat. So they went to give themselves up to the Syrians, and it says, when the lepers arrived at the edge of the camp, they went into one tent and into another. So basically, when they got there, they didn't find the Syrians. They had all left. The camp was abandoned, because it says that God had caused the Syrians to hear the sounds of chariots. So they thought that the Israelites had hired the Hittites or the Egyptians to get them. So when the lepers arrived at the edge of the camp, they went into one tent after another, eating and drinking and carrying out silver and gold and clothing and hiding it. Finally, they said to each other, "This isn't right. This is wonderful news, and we aren't sharing it with anyone. Even if we wait until morning, something terrible or some terrible calamity will certainly fall upon us. Come on, let's go back and tell the people at the palace." So these lepers knew about God's economy. They knew that when they came into an abundance of wealth, or something good happened to them, that they had good news, that it was required of them to share it with other people and to share with others. And that if they didn't, that God would consider them being selfish, greedy, and stingy, and would punish them as a result of not being generous, not being giving, and not sharing. So sharing is a foundational principle in God's economy, that we are to share not only of our wealth and of our monetary prosperity, but we're to share of our time, we're to share of our gifts, we're to share of our talents, we're to share with other people who do not have, because if what we have is so great and we're enjoying it, why wouldn't we want someone else to share in that pleasure and to share in that joy? So they felt that if they didn't share this good news, and to share the wealth of the looting of the Syrian army with Israel, that God would punish them as a result. Because it says, finally, after they were eating and drinking and carrying stuff out from the tents, it said, finally they said to each other, "This isn't right. This is wonderful news, and we aren't sharing it with anyone. Even if we wait until morning, some terrible calamity will certainly fall upon us. Come on, let's go back and tell the people at the palace." So they wanted to share. They knew that they were going to have more than enough, that there was more than enough for everyone, and they wanted to share, because they knew if they didn't, and God would judge them as greedy, that somehow they would be punished with a calamity. So let's be giving, let's be generous, not only with our monetary possessions and wealth, but with our gifts, our talents, our time. Let's share with other people and help enrich someone else's life today. Hey, thanks for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Abraham'sDescendants.com, getting back to the first century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button, as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at abrahamsdescendants.com.